Welcome back to Four Faces. Today we're going to talk about Al B. Sure. As most of you know, he was in a coma for over 2 months, a little bit over 2 months. Kind of crazy, right? He's had a lot of health issues in the past. But one thing I will say is though, thank God he's out of a coma, number one. And I'm going to show you a live interview that he did on Fox. I give him all the credit that it seems to me that watching the interview that he have changed his life around. That he's in a good place now. And being that it's Sunday, I do like to talk about good things that are really nice and easy, and seeing things that are kind of like inspiring. So you know what? Let's watch the video, and you know what? We'll talk about it.
Being a single mother, 3 forms of public transportation. Yeah, I'm making an album, I'm making some music. Okay, make sure you're in the house at this time before the street light, what have you, so on and so forth. No, I'm in the basement making music. And she's like, okay, fantastic. So I spent many nights locked out. So it's the discipline factor of, being on time, following through.
It was his mother who took him to his first concert, the King of Pop, at Madison Square Garden.
She said when Michael came out on stage, I stood there.
Oh.
And tears just started, and I froze. She said I couldn't move. She would try to shake me, and I was like,
wow, wow, wow.
It's Michael.
As a kid, Al mimicked entertainers he admired, like the legendary Tom Jones.
I used to religiously watch Tom Jones and try to mimic. It's not unusual to be loved by anyone.
He became close friends with David Bowie, who he says taught him how to ski, and Michael Jackson, who called him the heir apparent. He was at the height of his game.
Just imagine, people putting you on a pedestal. Mm-hmm. Who's the easiest person to shoot at? Mm-hmm. The highest point. Mm-hmm. Clear target. Mm-hmm. So in every aspect of it, I'm just glad that there was no Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram during the Eddie Heartbreak Tour. And imagine Suge Knight was the head of my security, and me and Bobby Brown and Mike Tyson are running around everywhere and having a great time and enjoying life.
That sounds
So it was great to see Al B. Sure. It really was. It's magnificent to see that he's in good spirits and he's looking towards the future. I mean, when you watch the video, it does look a little, different because he lost a lot of weight, which is expected, especially if you're in a coma for 2 months. It's great to see that he's also looking forward to the future by possibly putting out a new album in 2023. Just in case you wanted to know, his real name is, a lot of people think it's Al B. Sure, but, sometimes we forget that his real name is Albert Joseph Brown III. His father was a nuclear medical technician and his mother was an accountant. He had 3 kids, all boys. He was married also to Kim Porter, which is Puffy's ex-wife. And by the way, Al B. Sure was married to her for a short period of time. Puffy or P. Diddy, or however you want to name him, actually adopted Al B. Sure kid. So his kid was, one of his kids was actually living with Kim Porter. Unfortunately, she passed away due to pneumonia. It's a life-changing episode, or life-changing thing that just, when you're going through such a medical emergency like that and your life is flashing in front of you, you see everything just like ending in front of you. Like he said, even tying your shoe or breathing is such a hard thing to do. You realize the true importance of life. You realize that life is really more about family and friends and associates. Because think about what he said. He called the family, he called a friend, right? More of a family. I call good friends family. I mean, would you agree? And they came, they helped him out. And it's good to have family around you. And one thing you never ever want to do is push aside your family members, because you never know what situation you may have. You never know when you might need some help. And another thing is that family should be there always for you. And yes, we all go through our trials and tribulations, and keep in mind, Al B. Sure, some people might be like, well, this and that, he was partying back then and he wasn't doing the right thing with his kids and blah, blah, blah. Listen, does that really matter today? Right? We all have to forgive those things that we've done in the past, right? As long as we're moving on, right? And right now, he's in a great place. And I just hope that people don't use this time to bring up, or I should say dwell, right? Dwelling is a better word, on things that happened in his past, right? Because we all must learn as we go through this world. We all must learn to say, you know what, the past, and realize that family and friends are more important than anything. And your health should be the number one thing in your life after God. With that being said, we'll talk with Four Faces. I see you.